Hi everyone. We are here on the eve of State of Origin. I'm going to be joined by a really good mate of mine. He's very big person in the female space, had a lot of experience. He has had experience at the Tigers, and he's actually also had experience being amongst the coaching staff with the New South Wales Blues for one of the most previous years. And yeah, just want to introduce everyone to Dave Fauonuku.
Appreciate that, brother. Thank you. Happy to be on board for this review this evening. But yeah, well, been watching from afar, so I'm keen to finally be a part of it.
My man. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're just gonna go through the Maroons team list. I'm just gonna read it out quickly, and then we're gonna do a bit of a review or preview on this team. So we've got fullback, we've got Upton, Tamika Upton. On the wings, we've got Julia Robinson and Jasmine Peters. Centers with Shanae Zolka and Rory Owen. Taron Aiken and Ali Brigginshaw in the halves. Keely Joseph and Jessica Elliston in the front row. Lauren Brown at hooker. Sienna Lofipo and Romit Seitzel in the back row. Destiny Brill at lock. Jada Ferguson, Sophie Holloman, Mackenzie Will and Tavana Papali'i are going to be the bench. So yeah, let's go through, bro. Tamika Upton, she's a very influential player. Yeah, can break a game open. What do you think she's going to bring to the State of Origin scene?
She always does. She's going to bring X factor. She's going to be dangerous everywhere she goes, on the ball, off the ball. Strong defender. Obviously, everyone knows that she's a great ball runner, capable of scoring tries from anywhere. So I think New South Wales are going to have their hands full with her. If they can limit her impact, go a long way to them winning. But um, like we spoke pre-recording, it's easier said than done to contain someone of this caliber. So I'm really keen to see how she goes, particularly in a matchup with Abby Church.
Mm. And you've been around this arena at Origin level, like for someone like Upton, what is going to be something New South Wales needs to do to really focus on shutting her down? Because, we did say before it's about moments. You mentioned that at Origin, it's not like any club game or international game where there's a lot of openings. What are they going to try and do, I guess, to shut down Upton at this level?
I think that they can. So Jesse Southwell and Tiana Penatoni's their kicking game is going to be crucial. I think if they can find the ground and give their kick chase a chance to get down there and put to from the Queensland side coming out of yardage. If not, if she's able to get the ball on the full and wind up and find some space. We've all seen her highlights, the many hundreds of tries that she's scored and set up. So, yeah, if they can limit the time that she has in space, I think to minimising her impact.
Mm. Oh, beautiful, man. We'll go to the wings now. We've got Julia Robinson and Jasmine Peters. Julia Robinson, highly rated, gets a lot of work done. She's got very clean hands, reliable in that edge. It'll be a game where she'll be well needed in the middle at times to get them out of trouble. What are your thoughts on Jasmine Peters? Cowboys usually plays in the centers.
Yeah, young player out of the Cowboys, bright future. I think she's got some good speed, nice feet, and as you said, some good hands being a centre. So I think she'll be a handful on the wing, bring a different dimension to Robinson on the opposite wing. So I guess you've got a combination of power and finesse. Not that Robbo doesn't have finesse, but or Peters doesn't have power. Yeah, a nice balance there for the back three.
Absolutely, man. They're definitely going to be like they're up against Jamie Chapman and Jamie Frezard,
Mm.
two Jamies, but I think these two, yeah, they definitely bring a lot of like you said, that power and yeah, they both do have quite good strike rate as well. So the centers, those inside of them, we've got Shanae Zolka and Rory Owen. Starting with Rory Owen, we've seen for Parramatta, first year of rugby league. She's straight into an origin scene. She used to be a middle distance runner. Uh, she's very good at in open space, and I think in this game at Origin, if she's most likely going to be lining up against, could be Jess Surgis, I would assume. But either or of those two centers she's up against, this will be a really good battle. To really see at this highest level in the women's game, coming from nowhere, to really test herself and put her, put a challenge to that next level. Um, but yeah, and we've got Shanae Sazolka. Thoughts on Shanae Sazolka?
Yeah, another rugby convert, been in our game now for a couple of years. Um,
Just having a bit of technical.
last in the previous year, um, yeah. So yeah, we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how she goes. Again, she's been there. She's come up against Surgis and Kelly in the past, so I don't think she'll be overawed by the occasion. So I'm looking forward to this centre matchup, especially like you said, Rory Owen, outstanding rookie season in the NRLW for Para. So I'm excited to see what 2025 brings for her.
Solid. So that's the back five. Pretty strong back five, and we've got, on this other side, we've got pretty notable names. Two of the best centers in the game, Jess Surgis and Kelly. So it'll be interesting. But as we move on to the halves, we've got best player in the world right now is Taryn Aiken, Golden Boot winner of 2024, and she's won a premiership under the Roosters. Probably the best show and go in the women's game. She's going to be really solid. I think, yeah, interesting with, such a solid year and how much dominance she's had over at the Roosters, paired up with Ali Brigginshaw, who's going to bring a lot of, leadership and, in this type of game. It won't be as wet as last year because last year you can see her leadership and her grit had shown through Ali Brigginshaw with solid defense. But yeah, how do you think they're going to go, the two of them, in terms of their pairing in a what seems to be like tomorrow, a relatively dry track?
Yeah, again, Taryn Aiken similar to Upton. Um, great ball runner, dangerous threat, great show and go as you said. But then you've got Brigginshaw on the other side of the coin. The veteran, been around a long time, part of the evolution of the female space over the last 5, 10 years or however long it's been she's been involved. She's someone that will, she's been in this arena, she's been in the international arena, she's won premierships, so she obviously knows how to win. So again, we talked about it's going to be who wins those moments. I think Aiken's going to be pivotal to creating those moments and executing them and turning those opportunities into points. However, Brigginshaw, like I said, on the other side, she'll be able to identify when those chances present themselves and put her team in positions to win.
Aiken, she's well known. She can sniff out an opportunity. She caught New South Wales lacking, a couple of times last year, and she doesn't hold back. But yeah, I think they went through a few changes last year. They started off with the Canberra half, that was in the mix, but now it's just these two, and it's been these two for a solid while, especially with Australia. So they've got reps under their belt. Let's go to the pack. So the forward pack, we've got Keely Joseph. Yeah, we were speaking before about, yeah, we won't be having Shannon Martor in the arena of Origin this year, but Keely Joseph's gone from lock, stepping up. She will be their prop this year, and I think she's going to bring a lot of energy. She's got good lateral movement. I think she's got a really good set of hands to complement who they have at lock, which is Brill. But yeah, you were saying before she's, quite the competitor.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure and displeasure, I can say, of watching Keely Joseph play throughout her career from when she first moved down to Sydney to play for the Roosters at the time. coached against her at Tasha Gale level, coached against her when she was playing for Queensland. I believe it was Sapphires or Rubies in the national championship at the time, and she basically carried those teams to victories throughout both of those tournaments and competitions. But like you said, she's just an out and out competitor. You run straight at her, she's going to cut you in half and force an error. If you need a tough carry, she's the girl that'll put her hand up. So it's going to be a great battle in the middle there, particularly with her and Samaima on the other side.
Mm. Would you say the veteran versus she's not an up and comer, Kelly Joseph, but she does have pretty good tackle tech you were saying before. She's you compared her in the men's game to Gerbo, Jake Trbojevic, just got a really, really good tackle tech on her and she can chop some of these forwards down. But it'll be good to see at this level if she's going to bring that energy like she did last year. Very notable. Paired up with her is Jessica Elliston. Tough, gritty forward, just gets the work done. Even though she's going to be missing Martor, who was paired along with her at the Gold Coast Titans, and the two of them just run amok. But with Elliston, she's just going to have to, yeah, pin the ears back and just get a lot of the dirty work done. And then Killy Joseph will have that difference in her with how she plays a bit more lateral with how she runs, and she's got a bit more movement in her in regards to how they have their forward pack moving, right? But Elliston also we have Lauren Brown. You spoke highly off the record of Lauren Brown. I know she's got a really good kicking game. She's played half for the Titans. What do you think she's going to bring a hooker for the Maroons?
Yeah, Brown, massive fan, big fan of hers, particularly when she's playing in the halves. Seems to have really good control of the game, takes the right options, and I like the fact that she always seems like a lot of really good halves that she's got time. So for her moving to nine, she can bring those qualities with her. She's also a great defender too. So to have someone that can, I guess, shoulder the workload in the middle there alongside Joseph and Elliston is going to be key for the Maroons. But the fact that she can bring her forwards onto the ball, create a little bit out of dummy half, alleviate some pressure from Upton, uh, Aiken, and Brigginshaw is just another threat. So
Mm,
we talk about our spine being the most important part of any rugby league team. So to have someone as dominant as Brown at nine can only be good for the Queensland.
mm. I was just about to mention, like, on that with the spine, you got Destiny Brill, who's got great hands as a hooker. Lauren Brown, who's a half, who's done, a good job at hooker at this stage. And then you've got, these two experienced halves pairing, along with Tamika Upton. I know usually the idea of a spine is your, 1, 6, 7, 9, but I do think 13 in most recent years does have a lot to do with how the ball moves in regards to that spine. But I think that combination is pretty lethal. Um, and yeah, I think they're going to do really well to pretty much put a lot of pressure on New South Wales in the attack. But back rowers, tell me about Lofitbo and Seitzel. Seitzel carved up for the Broncos this year, and Lofitbo was a really crafty. Um, she was a crafty lock for the Titans. Again, she's going to have good hands on that edge as well. But what about Romy Teitzel?
Yeah, Tights have been around for a while now with Newcastle and now with the Cowboys. So I think she's someone that I've found that can find the try line at times. She can pluck a high ball out of the sky. She can find a good line, and hopefully one of our halves finds her running into some space in between. This the 3 and 4 defender or the 3 and 2 person. So um, definitely have some joy there with her. But I think one of her great qualities is that she's just a really hard and competitive rugby league player.
No, definitely, man. Like, well, we can see there's a theme there. Like we've said tough, we've said competitors. There's a fair few of them, like stacking up that side with a bit of inexperience, but again, I think this is quite a solid starting side. And we'll just go to the bench. We'll skim over the bench. We've got Jada Ferguson from the Broncos, Sophie Holloman, Raiders, Mackenzie Will from the Cowboys, Tavana Papali'i, who we both highly rated. Tavana Papali'i killed it for Samoa and also did a good job with the Roosters. Will does a solid job. She's pretty mobile forward. Holloman and Jada Ferguson. Like this combination here, what do you think they're gonna, them in terms of their rotation will be providing? Or, for the Queensland side, what type of edge do you think this combination here? We usually see at orange level, you'd have like an outside back, a rotation hooker. They might be able to play lock, and then you'll just have two middles, maybe a middle and a back rower. But yeah, they've pretty much gone to that mold. They've gone similar like an outside back. She can play anywhere, really. Her mainly in the halves lock. She can play it hooker. Holloman and Will, both in the middle if you need. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this bench rotation?
Yeah, it'd be interesting. So, if they can dominate the early exchanges, particularly in the middle, like we spoke about, I'm keen to see where Coach Murphy plays properly. She can play nine. We spoke about she can play in the halves. She can play 13. So, if they're rolling through the middle, and they want to pick up the speed, they could potentially put her put Pupley into 13, and Ferguson comes on at nine, and they pick up the tempo through the middle. And then conversely, if they just want to stick with the physicality, they can obviously put Hollyman and Will in there for longer periods of time. And I think Joseph is capable of playing big minutes too. So I wouldn't be surprised if she moves to 13 at some point during the rotation as well.
No, definitely. And I think you're not going to be short of ball movement. Like you've got Tamika Upton, you've got Taryn Aiken, you've got Lauren Brown, like as in regarding their ability to be able to organize and spread the ball. And then you've got, Destiny Brill here, but then you've got a really good rotation in if needed a hooker or if needed a lock or a backup, half 5'8". Really, they're not going to have much excuses not to use the ball well because they all have pretty decent ball players. Um, what will be interesting is how they match it in the middle, I think, and whether they can contain some of these girls that come on, like Charrington and Tonga, and whether they can weather the storm and be able to pretty much play composed footy. That would be the question. But if we were to look at last year's team, big notable omissions due to pregnancy, and then congratulations to these players in Shannon Martor and Ivania Pelite. Definitely that I think that's going to be a strike there we'll be missing in terms of being able to spread the ball, but they've got really good wingers in Robinson and Jasmine Peters as well, who's played at that level. So yeah, what we'll do, let's look at with both teams. Um, we'll start off with Queensland. Tell me who's going to be. Give me two strength players or strong players for you that you're keen to look for in this game for Queensland and also for New South Wales.
So for me, for Queensland, we mentioned her before. Taryn Aiken, I think she's the key player there for them. Controls the game well, great kicking game into the corners. We spoke about dangerous ball in hand, great show and go. Got a nice turn of speed. I know if she does, if New South Wales do present some space for her to move, she can also move off both of her feet too. So she gets some soft shoulders from potentially some of those edge back rowers or defenders, they could find themselves some trouble if they turn out or turn in on it. So I think she's one that New South Wales are going to have to try and minimise. And I was going to go to Upton, but I think that one's a little bit too easy. So we all know that she's going to have an impact at some point along during the game. So I've gone for Papali'i off the bench. I'm interested to see how she goes and where she's utilised. So if she comes on and Queensland are rolling or New South Wales are dominant through the middle there, I think she's someone that could potentially turn the flow of the game. So I'm interested in watching with great intrigue as to how she's used tomorrow
Mm.
night.
Solid. Look, I'll try and go outside of what you said, so I'm not a copycat. But I do agree those two players are going to kill it, and I'm interested to watch how they go. I think for me, outside of those two players, I'd have to go, yeah, Tamika Upton. I think it's going to be a dry track, so there's going to be a lot more opportunity to use the ball. There's definitely going to be a lot in the middle where it will need to be won, but I think with their finesse that they have through Aiken, Brill, and you've got Tamika Upton, she will definitely shine. And I think she can be, along with Aiken, the reason they Queensland side can break open uh, the Blues. And another player I think can do an outstanding job and keen to look for will be Keely Joseph. She just goes all out, full of energy, and like what I think that she can do, she can provide a lot of dents the way that Martor did, but with her repeat efforts, Kelly Joseph and her competitiveness can just really yeah, get one-on-one with some defenders with her footwork and just allow that momentum to build really well for the Queensland side so they can play off of the back of her. But those four players in all are going to be pretty good to watch. Now, give me I guess I'll start with New South Wales. Um, First one I'd have to go with Isabel Kelly. She's the veteran meter eater. She's just got heaps of involvement. I think her leadership is going to shine through here because they're going to be missing forwards like uh, Elliot. Uh, Elliot's going to be missing, and Caitlin Johnson. So they probably won't have that punch as they did with those two. But I just think that she's going to be a really key one to watch who'll step up. And the other player I think is yeah, I would have said Southwell, but yeah, it's going to be interesting between them two how they find their combination. But I'll say Killy Davis. I think Killy Davis offers a lot out of nine. She keeps honest. She keeps that middle area honest in defense. And she's just really crafty. But we've always seen rotations with different hookers. At Origin and Jillaroos level. But I think she's definitely one that is a sure for me at hooker because I know that also she can fit into lock and she's just solid and yeah, it goes all day. But who are your two? You don't have to pick different ones, but who are going to be your two for New South Wales?
Yeah, my two. My reasoning for these two is that they're two debutants for New South Wales. So the first one I'll speak on is the New South Wales fullback Abby Church. Just someone who's toiled away and worked really hard over
Mm.
the last 5, 6, 7, 8 seasons, or however long it's been that she's been playing. Um, or Church is just, one of the hardest working people you'll ever meet. Genuine person, but fierce competitor. Don't let the looks and I guess stereotype of her make you think that she's going to be a pushover because as you've seen with her performances for Parramatta, she's as tough as they come. She'll put her body on the line. She doesn't care how big you are or how fast you are. If you need stopping, she'll throw her body in front. If the team needs a tough carry out of yardage, she'll always have her hand up. So I'm super happy for Church and can't wait to watch her run out tomorrow night. My other one would be the other debutant, Ellie Johnston, in the front row there. Big shoes to fill, as you said, with Elliot missing, as well as her namesake, Caitlin. So, shoes to fill for her, and she's got the job alongside Simone Dolpha in the middle there. So, I think coming off the back of a great season for Cronulla in the NRLW last year, she's thoroughly deserved her spot. She's been in and around the squad for the last couple of seasons now. To see her finally get a chance and game one up there in Suncorp, no better place to make your debut. So, looking forward to her doing some damage and cranking out those minutes because for a middle she has got a really good motor.
Mm. Nah. Oh, we spoke before about how well she was for the Sharks and it was a well deserved call up into the Origin arena, and now she's starting too, so straight in there. Um, so we've got a few uh, few minutes left. Let's just go through who you're picking. Don't have to say why. We can just go your tip and point score prediction. Start with you, bro. All right, I guess I'll
You just
start.
cut out there, brother.
I was just saying point score prediction and who you're tipping. I'm going to tip Queensland. I think they're just going to come out strong. It's in Queensland. There's probably a fair notable amount of star players on the New South Wales side, but yeah, I just think there's this whole idea of Queensland spirit that brought them home last year, and they really gave it to the New South Wales side. I think they're going to want to come out very strong, prove a point, and I think the movement of the ball is probably just going to be too much for them to handle on the Sky Blue side. I'll say tight game, 20 to 16. 20 to 16.
Okay, fair point. Fair point. I think for me, New South Wales coming off I guess, a really disappointing,
Mm,
not disappointing campaign, but a disappointing result in the sense that they had the series all but wrapped up. Queensland were on the ropes, and they managed to pull out a miracle, scoring, I think it was 10 points or whatever it was in the last 2 minutes to level the series and then go on and win it. When New South Wales looked to have the Origin series wrapped up in game two there, so I think that will fuel them, particularly Izzy Kelly and Surges. They've been around a long time. I think that one having been the first 3 game series. So I think just having Surges Kelly and Apps there, they will lead New South Wales to a series opening win up there, and I'm predicting the score will be 16-4.
mm. Yeah, solid. All right, well, that concludes our preview for the game with both Queensland sides and as well as our predictions. But Dave, from all the way in New Zealand, just like to say massive thanks for jumping on. And yeah, we're really keen to have you back. And hopefully, yeah, we can have more conversations with your footy intellect. And yeah, man, it was very good having you.
Looking forward to it, brother. Always happy to be on. Keep doing the awesome work that you're doing, and hopefully catch up for preview of game two with New South Wales leading 1-0.
Nah, sounds good, my man. All right, all the best.
All right, thank you.